Hey gang, how you guys doing? Well, yesterday we talked about direction. Figuring out and having that compass in you to give you, if you're gonna go somewhere, you might as well get the right direction and place it on your map. Because we're gonna be working on soul mapping. So part of this series that I call is also one important thing is boundaries. Whether you are married, whether you have a significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, and your kids as well too. Your work, your work relationship, your friendship, your everyday, your neighbors. And so setting up boundaries, it's really a lifestyle. And in your life, if you don't set up any boundary, then what? And so a lot of times, because we're so old school, where we can just, before in the days that, we can just go over auntie's house, mom's house, open the gate and walk in. And that was cool. But nowadays, it's so different. I came back and it's like every day, I don't know how many people, like I was telling my mom, goes down the street, sketchy people, like literally staring you down and, looking at you and stuff like that. And it gives you that creepy feeling, but the thing is, it says right there, right in front of my house, it says neighborhood watch. And it alerts people that you are being watched in our neighborhood. And so besides that, I also have my whole house being watched. And so, times like this, we need to put extra security around us, no matter what. When my dogs come in, that's triple the threat watch. And so, people, besides your living environment, we also need to set standards in our everyday, because if we don't, guess what? The energy suckers comes in and take out some of the things that's you had it balanced in your life. You expected certain way to happen, then certain things happen out of the blues because things happen. And so besides security reason, it's about your lifestyle. Family. You could be entertaining or you can have somebody you're with and, somebody just walks into the door and peeps in, And so, or I could be conducting a business right here because I work from home, like all of us, what we did in 2020. Think about it. And so we have to start to understand and set boundaries, because if we don't, then we're creatures of bad behavior problem. And so the thing is that we just assume it's okay, but it's not okay. Maybe to you it is, and it's funny and laugh about it. But to the other person, where this is their sanctuary. This is my sanctuary. I honor my descendants over there that I made. I have my, my placemats, my life, my journey on how I set up my house. And so for me, I welcome everybody that is welcome. And so, before I didn't really say much because a lot of people would just come over, talk story and this and that, because I was, but now I really realize that all of this really needs to, not only myself, but everyone needs to start to set boundaries, because not only all of this, you're going to have people come in and start to mandate things from you. you know, walking into your property. And now, right now, I've really cut myself off looking at government and, you know, the politics and all that, because I'm so busy creating my life. You know, but I hear bits and pieces of what is important, or you kind of scroll down in social media. But, you know, basically for me is I'm creating my life, my job, my sanctuary. And so, you know, it's the same thing that I want to express that people should start doing. Because literally, last month, the guy down the street, okay? There was a manhunt in Hawaii Kai. And I'm over there, watering my garden in my own world. And then I look, thank you to social media, there is a manhunt. And somebody got killed. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I go back there and I'm like, oh my God, the water. And, you know, and people literally just walk right into my gate. And I look at them like, who are you? I come out of the garage like, who are you? You know? It's like, lucky I didn't do a freaking real naked choke on your neck. But anyways, no, I literally told him that. I was like so pissed at him. And then he was like, yeah, what you do? Because you was in my face. And I'm like, really? I don't need to be doing all of that. And so really just set boundaries and really realize and respect that, because right now there's a huge thing going on about the gun law. You know, and people are getting their ammunition ready and all this kind of crazy stuff, and people are stealing from left to right. This is going to be really pretty scary. You know, they may not be showing it on the media and stuff like that, but, you know, other channels that you look, what's happening out in the mainland, it's pretty deep. And maybe for me, living in LA for a long time, you got, you know, you literally in the crossfire. I mean, I literally was in a crossfire where all of a sudden I was going to the AT&T, and then all of a sudden it's like, and then the yellow tape start going on, then you get detoured. I'm like, what the hell? And I'm calling my mom, like, what the hell just happened? Mom, and she's like, the doors is open. I said, I don't know, I was just going to go to the AT&T. And it was like a hold up next door to the AT&T. If there was like, you know, a shop, you know, where they sell things over there, like a little grocery store, like a little, not 7-Eleven, but like one. And I was like, oh my God, can you imagine if, so we, all of a sudden, we had to take a detour. It was like, I probably had a video because I never been in anything like that in my life. And so literally, you know, you, maybe, and I'm glad because I learned and got street smart out there, like literally, because people out here in the island were pretty cool, but nowadays there's some really sketchy people. I mean, there's a lot of people who turned around, who don't have money, who don't have access to many things. And so they just go knocking in and walking right in, and if they don't get it their way, they murder down the street. They call it murder, right in Hahayone. Like literally, and the guys start walking away. So, you know, that's why I'm saying I always stay healthy, because in case something happens, I'm ready. You know, I'm ready for, you know, my dog, Smith & Wesson baby over there, like Miss Coco, you know, and I have all my good surroundings. And for me, life, you need to always remember that the only one that can really protect yourself is yourself. And so this is very important, that I want people to really start to understand that, start to create that, because listen, we're in a different world right now. This wasn't where, you know, there's a lot of lives matter right now going on, a lot of hate, a lot of crime, a lot of everything, because I went through it, believe me. And so, you know, saying that, because I always tell everyone, You know, we need to be cautious to our surrounding. Even though we are so mellow, we're so cool. Yeah, we stay in Hawaii. Yeah, right. But it's changing because the more tourists are coming in, what happens? Crime rates go up. You know, a lot of things start moving. And so we need to be keen to our surroundings and respect one another and love one another and trust one another, you know, and most of all, really take the time to say your boundary, and nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that. And if they don't understand, then it's your choice what you want to do. So anyways, I gotta go. That was part of my segment, and I can go on, but that segment number 2 is gonna be about setting boundaries. Segment number 1 is about direction. So I'm gonna break it down to different segments, and we shall see. Have a wonderful day. You take care, and aloha.